cold and rainy night. Welcome. My name is Dr. Kay Angrove. I'm the director of the first year experience here at Sam Houston State University. And I'm pleased to welcome you to this ceremony. Alpha Lambda Delta is a national society for freshmen which honors high academic achievement in the first year of college. The purpose of the organization, as stated in the Constitution, is to encourage superior academic achievement among students in their first year at institutions of higher education, to promote intelligent living and a continued high standard of learning, and to assist students in recognizing and developing meaningful goals for their roles in society. Alpha Lambda Delta was founded as an honor society in 1924 at the University of Illinois by the Dean of Women, Maria Leonard. It soon became a national organization as chapters were established at Purdue University in 1926 and at Purdue University in 1927. Growth of the society has continued until now, where there are 280 chapters. These candidates, who are now presented for initiation, have attained the high standard required by National Alpha Lambda Delta and are worthy to be recognized by both their university and this organization for their notable achievements in scholarship. Therefore, I am deeply honored to introduce our speaker for tonight's ceremony. Who better to address you tonight than the university's Chief Academic Officer? Dr. Stevenson is proud to be amongst such successful first-time freshmen who have proven that hard work does pay off in one's success as a student. Please join me in welcoming your Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Mike Stevenson.
Good evening, everyone. So you're going to have to shake it loose just a little bit. It's a little tight in here. So let me see you smile and feel happy that you're here receiving this award tonight. A little bit better. Are there family and friends that are here in the room tonight as well? Could you raise your hands? Yeah, there you go. I think you all should thank your family and friends for the support and everything that they've done for you. Can you take a second to do that? That would be you all right here in the front row. And your family and friends, let's take a second to congratulate all of those who are walking. So a question for all of you here sitting in the front who are getting inducted tonight. How many of you thought when you started school here, you would end up your first semester with a 3.5 or above? That is awesome. I was one of the people who would not have ever raised my hands. My first semester in college, the first exam in my major, I scored a 52. I was bound for great things. That 52 rattled me like I hadn't been rattled in a very, very long time coming out of a high school that I did fairly well. And so I ended the semester with a 4.0 and finished the academic requirements for that degree with a 4.0, but it was not a really hard college, so I will tell you that much. Your first semester here has been much harder than anything that I've ever had. So I want to congratulate you on everything that you've accomplished tonight. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Tonight I want to just spend about the next 45 minutes reading a poem to you. Tonight I really want to talk to you about what you want your life to stand for. You're here tonight because of the academic achievements that you've made. And we're not going to downplay in any way that particular accomplishment. It is a big deal. The number of honor societies that I got inducted into as someone who was at an undergraduate institution is 0. So you're all well ahead of me. Congratulations. But I do want you to think a little bit more about life ahead. What your life stands for and where you go from tonight, because you've hit the bottom line. You are in this particular honor society will be inducted tonight, and there's so much more ahead of you. so many more accomplishments, so many more dreams, so many more things that you want to accomplish and do great things. Whether it's to be a physician or to be a surgeon or to be an attorney, maybe you want to go and do something in a healthcare setting, or you want to be a teacher. Whatever that case is, you have a dream that you have put in front of you. For me, I was aiming to go and be an anchor on World News Tonight. I wanted to replace then Peter Jennings, who was the anchor of ABC News World News Tonight. That was my dream. It didn't take long for that to get squashed. Things changed along the way, and now I'm here. It's great. But the dreams will change and evolve as you go through your academic career at SAM. As you do that, I want to keep in mind three things. I want you to think about the following 3 F words that no other provost will tell you. Finish, finesse, and find. When I was 38, 3 children at the time. When I was 38, in June I lost my mom to tonsil cancer. 1 month to the day later, I was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I was already rattled from my mom's death, because when you lose your mom, it lives in your world. A month later, to be diagnosed with stage 4 cancer rattled me. You didn't know if you were going to come out of it, and with the 3 kids, 8, 7, and 4 at the time, you do everything you can to muster through and put on a brave face. I know some of you have probably experienced situations similar to that, where you've had a parent or a loved one go through cancer. It is life-changing. So I walked into the garage that evening and pushed the garage door opener for the garage to go up. And when I walked in, there was a set of shelves. And on that set of shelves was a model tractor that I was building with my oldest son out of popsicle sticks. The model tractor had been sitting up on the shelf maybe a year or 2 years. And the only thing I could think of whenever I walked through that door was that, number 1, I had cancer. Number 2, I had 3 children, and number 3, that tractor was there on the shelf and it is unfinished. There was an unfinished tractor on the shelf. The fact that I hadn't taken time to spend with my 8-year-old, to find the time out of a busy work schedule, to find the time out of doing whatever it is that I wanted to do at the time, but couldn't find the time to go and invest just that short amount of time with my 8-year-old to finish the tractor. I hope you make a different decision. You're much younger than I. And the point I'm trying to make here is that as you meander and encourage and walk through your life, you will hit these moments where you will have an opportunity to invest in people or invest in yourself. And while it's very important that you do spend time investing in yourself, it's also very important that you invest in other people. I missed that time of finishing the tractor with my son. There was an important father-son time there that I sacrificed and I didn't finish it. I have the tractor still at home. I forgot it this morning. I wanted to bring it to you. I'd show it to you. My point here is this. You are all here for a very important reason tonight. Certainly worth congratulating. Very notable accomplishment. But what I do want you to remember is that there are tractors out there that have to be finished. There's time to be spent with those around you who you love, who you care. There's times with around people who annoy the fire out of you. There's people who work in a group project with you that you can't stand. And yet they're people, and they matter. I hope you will take the time in your life to finish the tractor. That's the first F word. The second word second F word I'm going to tell you. That was a really interesting way to phrase that, wasn't it? The second F word is finesse. Finesse the important. And it's very much related to the first F word. But the fact is that your life is about relationships. Grades mattered for this ceremony, but they don't always will. I want you to make and do everything you can to finish your academic career strong. A strong resume, a strong academic credential, a strong professional accomplishment, and a great job when you get out. I took that seriously. When I was in my graduate degree program, there were 2 index cards above the door going out every time I went out the door, there were two words I looked at, one was focus and the other was PhD. Because at that point in time, I was zeroed in on making sure that I was focused and going to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. I'd given up the World News Tonight dream, by the way. Absolutely do everything you can to be as strong as you can, academically, rigorously. But don't forget, life is about the relationships that you build. It's about the people who have come here tonight to support you. It's about the people who are with you, who have written the last 18, 19, 20 years with you. Life is about people, and it's about relationships. I read an amazing story about a woman who was in Duncanville, and she wrote a book that was released. She herself was a transplant recipient, and she goes out and gives tips to people who want to know more about her own experiences receiving as a donor recipient for an organ. Her husband received kidneys. He eventually was in kidney failure. He had prostate cancer and congestive heart failure, and eventually passed away. And then she lost her 5-year-old. Her 5-year-old to lupus. She named her book that she was writing Broken Dolls, Gathering the Pieces, because it was about pulling things back together and realizing that there were very important relationships out there that she cared about. The book released on August the 1st. Her daughter died on July 18th. People asked to speak at her funeral, and she did. And she said this. She said, "I'm not sad. I said everything I needed to say to my daughter Tiffany when she was alive. I have no regrets. There is nothing I could tell Tiffany or do with Tiffany today. She knew I loved her, and she knew how much she meant to me." I want to encourage you to finesse the importance, to make sure that you say everything you need to say to those who love you, to those who you love, to those people who mean things. You can text them now if you want. The important thing is not to forget that there are people who love you and you care for them. Finish the chapter, finesse the importance. And the last thing is called find the pond. Find the pond. Do any of you ever get stressed out? About grades? Some of your heads are like nodding off your heads, right? It's just like, yes. You do get stressed out, right? You put a lot of pressure on yourselves. Do you worry a lot about your grades? Do you worry a lot about life? What are you going to do in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 2 years, next month? So here's what I did. For me, water has healing properties. And so, for me, a way to recenter when I was stressed beyond my imagination, rejected, dejected, defeated in every possible way, was to find water and to sit and pause and reflect. I lived near a pond, so it was easy for me to go out and find a pond. You have class near a water fountain down the way here, right? When you go outside the LSC to the right. You can find that pond, you can find any body of water, whatever it is. But when you do and you sit in that time in the presence of water and you're able to stop and reflect, you cannot help but to be moved by nature. By seeing how the water flows out of the fountain and how it all stays together and it goes down into the ground in some reason, in some way, somebody's built a way for it to come back up and around. And cycle, and cycle, and cycle. And that becomes peaceful. It becomes healing. Because it becomes a reminder that no matter the number of times that you were stressed out, and you will be over and over and over again, there is a time for you to go and find water that circulates. And you sit, you observe, and you breathe, and you're thankful for everything that you have. It's a way for you to stop, to find time and invest yourself. Don't stress yourselves out so much that you're sick. Life is about the relationships. Life is about finishing the tractor. Life is about finding the pond and remembering that you matter to yourself. Take in tonight. It's a big night. It's important. You have people who love you here to watch and engage and see you sign the book this evening in this very special event. Go and celebrate afterwards. And when you get up tomorrow, remember, life is about relationships. Life is about people. Take care of yourselves. So, I told you I had cancer when I was 38, I'm now 52. The end of this story isn't a surprise. I survived. My oncologist fired himself after 5 years. He's like, I'm done. I don't need to see you again. He said, you need to go out and live life again. I said, I will. So here we are. And as a result of that, I now am a father with 7 children. Seven. 23, 22, 18, 15, 13, 10, and 9. I'm exhausted. My wife is a pharmacist, and she has the night shift tonight. So I'm not going to be able to stay for the rest of the ceremony. I'm going to go home and take care of my 4 younger ones, because the teenagers are locked in their rooms. You slide a pizza under the door, they set a jar of urine out every other week, right? But the younger ones are there, and I need to go do homework and baths, because that's what matters to me, right? Not that you are not important. You are very important. But it illustrates that I do try to balance my professional life with my kids. And yeah, maybe they're alone by themselves and swinging on the chandeliers right now. Maybe they're eating pizza rolls, and maybe they're eating ice cream. But I'm going to go home and love on them. I'm going to miss you walking across the stage and you celebrating, but I want you to keep those words in mind. That what matters are people. What matters are people. Congratulations on what you've done tonight. And a subtractor. Finesse the relationships, find a point. And when you're on campus and you see me wearing a dumb suit, when no one else is out on campus, please come and say hello, because you matter. Take care. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Stevenson, for an inspirational message. Now, Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you these candidates for initiation into the National Alpha Lambda Delta.
Members of Alpha Lambda Delta, we are here to inform the new initiates concerning our organization and ask them to take with us the pledge to make the best possible use of their education. The initials of our name stand for the Greek words, bear with me, Alilio Lambda D Adios Sasi, which stands for the motto, we shall pass our torches one to another. The insignia of Alpha Lambda Delta represents a lighted candle. The golden base of our candle signifies the honesty and integrity, which are the foundation of which we build. The shaft of our candle signifies the strength and courage, and the light of our candle signifies the truth and wisdom, which can dispel ignorance and superstition and give us the insight to which we live well in our time.
The red represents the burning flame of knowledge.
The white represents the search for truth.
The gold represents the strong base of honor.
These are 3 colors symbolize the standards held by the members of Alpha Lambda Delta.
Your education is the means by which you learn to recognize the wonders of science, to appreciate the beauty of great literature and art, to use well our own language, to learn the lessons of past history, to speak and read the language of other peoples, to study the social and political forces of our world, and to discuss the thought and the philosophy of other ages. Through these means, you can evaluate the forces and standards of your generation and learn to live significantly.
Inductees, if you would please stand. On the back of the brochure, you should see the pledge. Please repeat after me. I accept the membership into Alpha Lambda Delta, understanding that in doing so, I assume the responsibility of continuing to maintain its standards of service, of diligence, and of integrity. I pledge to promote high scholarship and to use my education for the benefit of my community, my nation, and the world which we live in. You may be seated. As I call your names, you'll please come and sign the chapter roll. The first row, if you please stand up and remain standing until the last person comes down off the stage, then you will be seated. Then the next row, you will stand, and so forth. Our ushers will be on side to help you with this process. So first row, if you'd like to stand up, please. Emmanuel Agualo. Paola Aguirre. Carly Amber. Emma Anderson. Tristan Anderson. Melissa Animus. Ernesto Arjon. Brady Baker. Danelia Barrio. Trevani Bass. Guests, feel free to clap us when after inductee's name is called. Tanner Bates. Quincy Beatty. Crystalline Belcher. Jamie Bergeron. Jasmine Berry. Alice Bischoff. Cassandra Bocanegra. JD Portal. Emma Bose. Aaliyah Bogle. Keolani Bumingwai. Jaslyn Burgos. Garrett Butcher. Sylvia Campos Roman. Carolina Carreon Garcia. Lauren Chippas. Ellen Klassen. Noah Firo. Emily Coker. Delvin Coleman. Zana Combs. Victoria Compton. James Cook. Emily Cooper. Dylan Former. Chloe Cox. Kaylee Coyne. Taylor Crosby. Aaron Dobie. Trinity Davenport. Savannah de la Fuente. Malia de la Guila. Brianna Deloche. Sochi del Rio. Van Doe. Jordan Dozier. Amber Duckworth. Sarah Duncan. Anna Durbin. Lindsay Evans. Keely Edgar. Holly Elrod. Emma Emiliano. Ángela Escamilla. Garrett Estes. Juan Estrada Arias. Grace Etheridge. Noah Gould. Kayla Fisher. Haley Fleck. Alondra Flores. Ty Franklin. Michelle Gallardo Guerrero. Malia Garcia. Kiriana Garcia. Leslie Garcia. Lynette Garcia. Samantha Goss Schmidt. Jade Gibbs. Daniel Graves. Brianna Guerrero. Crystal Guerrero Ramirez. Hunter Hagen. Dana Hinson. Houston Hardcastle. Andrew Hasselbach. Brooks Hubbard. Meredith Hendricks. Olivia Hernandez. Jasmine Herrera. Hannah Herrera. Avery Hessen. Megan Hicks. Joyce Hill. Patrice Howard. Antaria Howard. Lane Hines. Mirabelle, Elogene. Mirabelle Elogene. Ashley Jessup. Unique Johnson. Hope Jones. Haley Jones. Travanias Jones. Noel Kopp. Sarah King. Hannah Kirby. Kelly Coper. Alexandra Kuyawa. Emma Lawler. Tanner LeBlanc. Alexa Linares. Brooke Liu. Gabriela Lopez. Daniela Luna. Rebecca Liu. Alyssa Lyons. Jessica Maldonado. Addison Marsh. Madeline Marsh. Garrett Martin. Yenny Massengill. Haley McCain. Maya McCollum. Allison McCarter. Melissa McCorkle. Megan McDonald. Catherine McLemore. Jasmine Mendez. Angelina Mendoza. Rosy Moreno. Sarah Mortis. Justin Murray. Samaya Murray. Madeline Yules. Colton Nicholson. Blaine Noah. Alan Loyola. Yasmin Ocampo. Brianna Ochoa. Yaritzi Ochoa. Marina Aguibene. Jennifer Olgin. David Padilla. Viviana Parada. Celeste Pedrosa. Gina Perez. Brianna Perez. Leslie Perez. Haley Finston. Kayla Osborne. Ella Phillips. Autumn Phillips. Laura Phillips. Gregory Pinksabagay. Catherine Powers. Kristen Railsback. Hope Ramirez. Nicholas Ramirez. George Ranger. Melissa Rasmussen. Mary Beth Rayburn. Miriam Reitz. Jason Recibier. Tanaya Richardson.
Way to go, Tanaja!
Lisbeth Rivera. Matthew Rivera. Audrey Robin. Emma Robinson. Haley Rodriguez. Allison Rollins. Roland Ruiz. Allison Russell. Ariana Sabaccio Nazarin. Alexandra Santiago Paez. George Sarandos. Bailey Sharp. Jaden Shaw. Jillian Spangler. Richard Spencer. Natalie Sweat. Celeste Tedesco. Lillian Tischer. Leah Torres. Hannah Townsend. Wyatt Trumpower. Destiny Uba. Dan Ursu. Marina Vasquez. Shelby Bo. William Walker. Taylor Watts. Emma Webster. Jessica Whitaker. Breeze Robleski. Alejandra Samarica. Jessica Zavala. You have now recorded your initiation into the Sam Houston State University chapter of Alpha Lambda Delta on the 24th of January of 2022.
On behalf of Sam Houston State University, I wish to express our pride in your achievement and our congratulations to you. May you find in the years ahead the rewards of the educated person, imagination, adventure, humor, compassion, and understanding. May you have tolerance in your dealings with all persons, generosity in giving to those in need, and insight into the feelings of others. In relating your education to the world in which you live, you can make a meaningful contribution to society. Congratulations.
Well, that concludes our ceremony for tonight. A few couple things to mention. Inductees, we have a first meeting this Wednesday. It'll be a welcome night meeting. You'll get to learn more about what our organization entails, what we're about, plans for the semester, requirements as to maintain or not to maintain, but for your eligibility for scholarships and whatnot. We do have refreshments in the back. Inductees, parents, guests, friends, roommates. Feel free to get some refreshments in the back as well. And just on behalf of me, the officers, Dr. Angro, and Ms. Jenny Hendricks, who's the other career advisor, who couldn't be here, she had her baby last week. But on behalf of all of us, I want to thank all our guests and parents. I know many of you drove many minutes, many hours away from home. So enjoy this time this evening with your new inductees, with your kids. Enjoy the evening, plenty of good restaurants in Huntsville. But besides that, have a good rest of your night.